4 pieces of wood. I'm going to be making a seat, not just any seat. It's going to be a seat that you can place on any sort of tree, use it as a tree stand, or if you've got uneven ground or a lot of swampy area. So many mosquitoes. You can meet people that like frogs, toads even, spiders. But who the hell likes mosquitoes? Man, we've had so much rain. There's so much rain here, like a couple of inches last night. It's crazy. So I went through and actually shaped that. So there's a sharp edge along there now, both of those. Rather than just a round edge, as you can see, it's just a round edge there. Alright. A bit of work. Probably pick up on that. Put that sharp edge there. I tried to line it up on this side as well. Gone out, cut some more wood. So it's going to attach to a tree like that. So my seat would be out here, sit on it, have my legs on the ground, my feet on the ground. But then it also gives you the option to put it further up the tree. I want to test it out at low levels first before I start moving it any higher. I want to have some sort of confidence in it that it's not going to fail on me before I stick it 10 feet up a tree and sit on it. Man, it's starting to rain again. I am so over the rain, like so over the rain. If you've watched any of my recent videos or videos prior to this one, that everything's been affected by rain, like months and months of rain. And I don't mind rain normally, but when you're filming, it just sucks. Like, I've got 2 videos done, well, partly done. This is the 3rd one I'm working on, and I can't finish the other 2 because I need to use the river and it's flooded. But one of the videos I'm really excited about it. I really enjoyed making it. It's building a boat using a poncho, but I haven't been even try the boat out to see if it's going to actually tip over on me or sink or anything. Like, oh, that's my whinge for the morning. And the mosquitoes are biting me as well, and look right there, blood suckers. Anyway, I'll see if I can get this done before it rains too heavily. I'm going to lash that rail on. The rail's going to get lashed on. And I'll do the same with the bottom rail, and then we're going to do some bracing on it, but I'll come back and I'll find the time to film that when it's not raining. I'm going to get the camera out of the rain. I'll keep going with it. The rain stopped. The sun's sort of out, trying to peek out through the clouds. I've got one lashed on there. The other thing I've done too, if you see, I've tried to make these up in the air like that, so that when I have it lashed to the tree and apply weight to it, it's going to pull down naturally to lock it in. If I had it this level and then I sit on it, it's going to be leaning down like that. I don't know how much angle I've got to put on it, so we're just winging this whole thing. Now obviously I'm using a lot of cordage here. Before anyone makes that observation in a comment, I know if I wanted to, I could do dovetail joins in this and spend a lot of time to get it right without using much cordage at all, but it takes time to do that. It's a lot quicker just to lash things on and test the theory rather than spend all the time doing those dovetail joins and things to make it use less cordage, and then you find out it didn't work anyway. So for me, it's just, I'm not that concerned with the cordage use. Obviously, if you're doing it and you had a lack of cordage, you could use dovetail joints to make it hold together a lot more, and you could just do a very small amount of cordage just to hold it, stop it slipping. That one can lock around a bit before I go. Yeah, something like that. So I'm reasonably happy with this. Like that, the weight of me sitting on it, it's going to really lock it in. Anyway, the rain is here yet again. So I'm going to move this back out. Little buggers. Alright, the rain's finally stopped. So I've got all these bracing pieces lashed in there. It looks like a bit of a maze going on there, some sort of puzzle, and that's just stopping everything from moving. It's looking pretty good. It's got a bit of weight in it, not super heavy, but yeah, it's kind of what you're looking at in the front, top view, back view. The only thing left to do, cut these, shorten all these up, shorten that up. I've got to get some cordage to lash around the tree. Got some paracord, and I might actually plait some paracord together to make a thicker rope. 550 paracord, so 550 pounds, times that by 3, that's what, 1650 pounds. So more than enough to hold this up, and the weight of me, plus paracord is going to stretch. So I might have to just keep retightening it as it stretches. So now that I've got those notched out, that's all trimmed up, everything's done on this that I want done at this stage. So put that to the side. What I got here is 3 hanks of paracord, but I'm just going to plait these together. Basically, just the outside ones are just going to the center. And that's it. All right, got a little bit crazy making this rope up, plaiting this rope together, and just did like a little whip on each end with a bit of bank line. An overhand knot, make a loop like that, lash that around the center here so I can run it around the tree through that loop, and it's like a truckie's hitch then. And because I've got so much, I'll probably then go back around the tree. Can do that a couple of times, just adds more strength to the fastening. See if this thing's going to work or not. Right, this looks like a suitable tree, and we're on a slope here which perfectly illustrates what I'm talking about. If you had another chair or whatever and you're trying to position it here, you can do it, but it's a lot easier just to make use of this tree, and then if I don't like where I'm at, I can move it to that tree. Trees behind me. There's game trails all around here too, so you could position this up a tree to look down over the game trail, and then feeding it through my little loop here. So it's sloping up in the air how I wanted it to allow for it to sink down. This front rail is a bit loose. Lots of creaking going on. She bends. When I put weight on it, this top is not doing anything. Like I put my hand down between that. I need to move this cord further towards the top to hold that top in to prevent that. I did have it down here, which was about the center. I've now moved it right up here as far as I can go, and I'll put it back on and see if that does anything to keep this top part against the tree. And then I can position it up the tree. Right, I'll try that now. Straight away it feels more solid, just because it's pulling that tight and the bottom as well. Lot more stable. So it's a little bit wobbly, but you know, if you're shooting out of a tree, I'm not going to go super high with this, and I wouldn't recommend anyone else do that. I'm not endorsing doing this at all. It's a matter of do what I say, not what I do. I don't have a harness on, so if I put this up this high up the tree, it's still going to wobble. Only the difference is I'm going to be that far up. Even if it doesn't fail, I could simply fall out of the tree just moving around and it tipping around a bit. So much potential for injury or death. So I'm not recommending anyone try this, and if you are going to use a tree stand, or whether it's this contraption that I've got here, or you're going to go out and buy a commercial tree stand, you've got to use a harness. So with that all being said, I'm going to move this thing higher up the tree. I'm not going to go crazy high with it, just because of, you know, this issue of things being loose and all the safety issues I just pointed out, and the fact that I don't have a harness. I reckon I'll put it up to about here, somewhere where I can't just climb onto it. I've got to use a ladder, just so I can test to see how a rope ladder would work to climb to this thing. Another hank of paracord that I've got from a previous, fluffy stuff all over it, from a previous build. And I've collected 3 rails. They're all the same length, and they're just about the length of that front rail, a little bit longer. Putting them where I want it. I've also got a just a forked stick that I just picked up on the way. Hopefully use that to try to get my cordage around the tree. And then I'm going to take it down around the bottom. That paracord is making some weird noises. Right, so if I stand right in the middle, I can kind of put my toe against the tree. Transition my weight onto that foot. Alright, we'll see how stable this thing is. It's a lot more stable than it was before, whether it's putting that cordage over the top of that, or also doing the one around the bottom. And as I've said, even at this height, you'd want to really have a harness on, just for safety, because if I fall from here and I land on that tree, I'm going to be in a world of problems. So yeah, but no, it works pretty good. I can sit my legs on the rail underneath here if I want that extra bit of support, or I can just leave them swing. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to call it a success, actually. If I position this up another foot and I'm standing on it, then I'm up sort of out of that eye line of any animals. So if you're hunting deer or something like that, or hogs, pigs, and there's a game trail running through, you could set this up and you could be up here and they're going to be scanning the ground level and you're up above them, you know, and you don't want to be too high that your shot angle is going to be way crazy. But yeah, it's just an option if you're in a survival situation and you're trying to live off the land. Yeah, tree stand, or even just using it at ground level, so you can position it wherever you want, have it around your shoulder on a tree, and then if you're going down fishing somewhere, you can just carry it down with you, strap it off to a tree. Thanks for watching the video. Catch you in the next one.